Hi, it's Holly at Lifeline Yogis, and this is a weekly flow requested by Lana and the girls, so this can be enjoyed in the morning or the evening. And we'll begin by sitting in a comfortable seated position with our legs crossed, placing the hands on the knees, back is nice and straight, and we'll extend the right arm out to the side and tilt the head to the left, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Just feeling a nice stretch in the side of the neck. And if you'd like to go deeper, just place the left hand on the side of the head gently, just to deepen the stretch. And then we'll gently release. And extending the left hand out to the side, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. And again, if you'd like to place the right hand on the side of the head. And then we'll slowly release again, bringing the hands to the knees. And then we're going to take a nice side stretch. So we'll lower the left forearm alongside of the left side of the body, and then we'll inhale, reaching the right arm up to the sky. And if you'd like to deepen the stretch, bringing the right arm alongside of the right ear, gazing up to the right fingertips. Feeling a nice stretch through the right side of the body. And then we'll slowly release. Doing the same thing on the other side, lowering the right forearm down by the side of the body and reaching the left hand up to the sky, gazing up to the left fingertips. And we'll slowly release, recentering ourselves back into our cross-leg position. And we'll start to warm up our shoulders, rotating them in one direction. And then we'll start to rotate the shoulders in the opposite direction. And then gently relaxing the shoulders. And we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. The spine is in a nice neutral position. And we'll do a few rounded cat-cows, so we'll inhale, drop the belly to the mat, raising the head up to the sky, and exhale, bringing the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. And a few more times, in your own timing, in your own breath, inhale, gazing up to the sky, and exhale, chin to chest. And inhaling, and exhaling. And one more time. We'll inhale, and on the exhale, we're just going to bring our knees nice and wide, bringing our sit bones in between our heels, taking a child's pose. And we'll just take a moment to center our mind to the here and now, connecting with our surroundings. You might be in nature, or you might be in a studio at home. And in your own time, we'll make our way into downward dog, spreading the fingers nice and wide, bringing the feet hips distance apart, and then we'll bend the right knee, feeling a nice stretch in the left hamstring, and bending the left knee. And one more time each side, bending the right knee, and then bending the left knee. And recentering back into our downward dog. And throughout your practice, try to keep your breaths nice and long and nice and steady. And if you become out of breath easily, just taking time to relax. And we're going to inhale, lifting that left leg up to the sky, keeping the hips level. And we're going to open up the hip. So stacking the left hip on top of the right hip and bending the left knee, so the heel of the foot falls behind. And we'll slowly release, leveling off our hips again. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring that left knee in towards the chin, rounding the spine, pressing through the palms. And as we exhale, we'll slowly place that left foot in between the hands. Slowly rocking forwards and backwards, making some movement in the thighs, in the hips, the hamstrings. And we're going to move that left foot over to the left side of the mat, bringing both hands inside of the left foot, palms grounded down directly under our shoulders, staying on the balls of the back toes, gazing forward, and really strengthening out through the back leg, breathing deeply into the left hip, and then go ahead and lower that right knee down to the mat. If this is comfortable for you, you can stay here, but if you'd like to lower down onto the forearms, coming into full lizard pose. And we'll slowly make our way back onto our hands, tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee off the mat, and we're going to rotate the toes to the left about 45 degrees, and then we'll inhale, raise that left hand up to the sky, gazing up to the left fingertips, breathing into the left hip. And if you'd like to, you can bring that left hand behind, just feel a nice space in your back. And then we'll slowly move that left hand back down onto the mat and grounding down that left foot in between the hands, grounding down the palms, and without touching the left leg to the floor, see if you can lift that left leg up into the sky into three-leg dog before lowering down that left foot, coming back into downward dog. And we'll inhale, raise that right leg up to the sky, leveling off the hips, stacking the right hip on top of the left hip, and bending the left knee, letting the right foot fall behind. And straightening out that right leg, coming back into three-leg dog. And on the next inhale, rounding the spine, bringing in that right knee into the chin, engaging through the core. And then we'll step that right foot in between the hands. Again, moving forwards and backwards, making some space in the body and the legs. And then we'll move the right foot over to the right side of the mat, bringing both hands down inside of the right foot, gazing forward, strengthening out through the back leg. And we'll gently lower that left knee down to the ground, again coming onto the forearms if you'd like to go right into full lizard pose. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. And then we'll ground down our palms inside of that right foot, raising the left knee from the floor, and again rotating the right foot to the right about 45 degrees, and we'll inhale, lift the right hand up to the sky, gazing up to the right fingertips, and letting the right arm fall behind if you'd like to go deeper into the stretch. And slowly lower that right hand back down onto the mat, bringing that right foot in between the hands, grounding down through the palms, and lifting that right leg back into a three-leg dog. See if you can avoid touching the floor. And then we'll slowly release, coming back into downward dog. And then we'll bend our knees, coming into a wide leg child's pose or a regular child's pose. Checking back in with our breath and feeling the heat and the energy start to flow through your body. And in your own timing, we'll slowly make our way back into downward dog. And on our next inhale, raising that left leg into three-leg dog. And as we exhale, we're going to ground down that left foot in between the hands and grounding down the back foot into a 90-degree angle. Left hand is on the inside of the left foot, and we'll inhale, raise that right hand up to the sky, gazing up to the right fingertips. Extended side angle pose. Engaging through the core. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our body up through center, making any adjustments here if you need to, widening the stance. Take another long deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to sink into that left knee, coming into warrior two. See if you can align the knee with the ankle, or go deeper if you'd like to. Arms fall into a T position, gazing over the left fingertips. And try to keep the spine nice and long, and drawing down the pelvis into the earth. And on the next inhale, we're going to slightly move the torso forward, grounding down the left elbow onto the left knee, and we'll inhale, raise the right hand up to the sky. I'll bring the right hand alongside of the right ear, feeling a nice stretch in the right side of the body. And then we'll slowly come back into Warrior Two. And then we'll lower both hands down outside of the left foot, grounding down through the palms. And again, we'll move that left leg into three-leg dog. And then we'll slowly center back into down dog. And we'll inhale, lifting the right leg up to the sky, three-leg dog. And exhale, grounding down that right foot in between the hands. And grounding down the left foot into a 90-degree angle. Right hand comes down inside of the right foot. And we'll inhale, lift the left hand up to the sky, gazing up to the left fingertips. Again, engaging through the core, we'll slowly bring our body up to center, making any adjustments to our stance. And on the next exhale, we're going to sink into the right knee, coming into Warrior Two. And really sending energy towards our legs here, feeling the strength in our legs, feeling all the support they give us. Again, moving the torso forward, grounding down that right elbow on top of the right knee, and then moving that left hand alongside of the left ear, gazing up to the left fingertips, feeling a nice stretch in the side of the body. And then slowly making our way into Warrior Two. And we'll lower the hands down outside of that right foot, grounding down the palms, stepping the right leg back into three-leg dog, and then slowly lowering down, coming back into down dog. And from downward dog, we're going to roll our body out into plank pose. So the palms are directly under our shoulders, gazing down to the mat, strengthening through our arms, engaging through the core. Try not to let the hips drop down too much. And if plank pose is too much for you to hold, you are more than welcome to lower down your knees just to give you a bit of extra support. And then we'll slowly make our way back into downward dog. And on the next inhale, we're going to walk our feet forward towards our hands. And our hands just fall gently outside of our feet, bringing the head to the knees as much as you can. If you need to keep the knees bent, please do so. See if you can bring the stomach to the thighs, and shifting your weight to the balls of the feet so we can keep the hips aligned with the ankles as much as we can. And slowly on our next inhale, we're going to release the hands from the floor. Keeping the knees bent, we'll slowly make our way into chair pose, raising the arms above the head in alignment with the ears. Try to keep the spine nice and long, just like you're sitting in a chair, sinking down deeply as much as is comfortable for you. And then we'll gently release, coming into a standing position, bringing the hands to the heart center. And we're going to prepare ourselves for tree pose, so really grounding down through that right foot. And on the next inhale, raising that left leg up towards the body and bringing that left leg out to the left side of the body, grounding down the heel of the foot in between the thigh or on the shin, wherever's good for you. And then see if you can reach your arms all the way up to the sky if this is okay for your balance. Lengthening the tailbone down to the earth, and try to keep your gaze on something steady. This will help your balance. And see if you can keep the hands raised up to the sky and releasing that left leg. And then we'll slowly release the hands and the left leg back down. And rooting down through that left foot, we'll inhale, raise that right leg. Bringing that right leg out to the side and grounding down the right foot inside of the thigh, or just below the calf, anywhere but the knee. And again, if you'd like to extend the hands out up to the sky, noticing your breath, keeping everything nice and slow, nice and steady. And keeping the hands where they are, again, we'll release that right leg back down to the mat, and hands are following. Coming back into a mountain pose. And then we'll bring the legs about 2 shoulders width apart, pointing the toes forward. And then we're going to bring the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers together, lifting the chest up to the sky. Again, dropping the pelvis to the earth, just so you don't overarch your spine. Engaging through the inner legs, engaging through the quads. Breathing deeply into the chest, smiling up at the sky. And hinging from the hips on the next exhale, we're going to move forward, bringing the hands to the hips and lowering the hands down to the mat, bringing the hands directly underneath the shoulders, gazing forward or gazing down to the mat. And moving the hands back a couple of inches, we're going to slowly lower the head down to the mat, really engaging through the legs. And if you're really steady here, you can lift the hands off the mat, just letting the torso become nice and heavy, letting the head be nice and heavy. And bringing the hands a couple of inches forward, lifting the torso, lifting the head, bringing the hands to the hips, and then slowly coming back up through center. And bringing the hands to the hips this time. Again, we're going to lift our chest, lift our head up to the sky, breathing deeply into the chest. And one more time, we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back, take a long deep inhale up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to move forward, this time keeping the hands interlaced behind, lowering the torso down, letting the head become nice and heavy, letting gravity just take the hands forward. And then in your own timing, we'll slowly release, bringing the torso back up through center, releasing the hands, and then bringing the feet back into a standing pose. And then we'll slowly lower down onto our mat, making our way into a cross-leg position. But we're going to extend our left leg out to the side, keeping the right knee bent. The right heel of the foot is just in front of our pelvis. Pointing the left toes up to the sky, and then we'll inhale, raise both hands up to the sky, gazing up to the fingertips. And as we exhale, we're going to take a twist, bringing the right hand behind us and bringing the left hand on top of the left knee, gazing over the right shoulder. And we'll slowly release, bringing the torso back through center. And then we'll lower that left hand inside of the left leg, reaching that right hand up to the sky, feeling a nice stretch in the side of the body. If you'd like to go deeper into the stretch, see if you can bring the right hand to the left toes. Gently releasing, bringing the torso back through center. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, so we're going to extend that right leg, keeping the right toes pointing up to the sky, keeping the left knee bent, left heel of the foot is in front of the pelvis, and we'll inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, and as we exhale, take a twist. Right hand is on top of the left knee, left hand comes behind, gazing over the left shoulder. Slowly releasing, coming back through center, and lowering that right hand down inside of that right leg, reaching the left hand up to the sky, or grabbing the toes with the fingertips if you'd like to go deeper. And again, we'll slowly release. And we're going to make our way into cow face pose. Bending the left knee, and the left foot falls by the right hip. Placing that right leg over the left leg. If this is too much for you, you can extend that left leg forward if you like, or if you'd like to go into the full cow pose. So your feet should fall sideways and the knees are both parallel on top of each other. And we're going to raise that right hand forward, and we're going to bring the left hand under the right hand. See if you can clasp the hands together, feeling a nice stretch in the shoulders. Hinging from the hips, we're going to slightly move forward just to deepen the stretch inside of the hips, keeping the spine nice and long. Bringing the torso back through center, releasing the hands, and then slowly releasing the legs. This time we're going to lower that right leg down onto the mat. Left leg comes over the right leg, knees are parallel, feet fall out to the side. Again, if you'd like to bring that right leg forward, if this is a bit too intense for you. And then we'll raise that left hand forward, bringing that right arm underneath the left arm, clasping the hands together, opening up the shoulders. And again, folding forward, getting deeper in the posture if you'd like to. And in your own timing, coming back through center, releasing the hands, releasing the legs. And we're going to come to lay on our back here. Bending the knees, bringing the heels of the foot just underneath the sit bones. And then we're going to lift that right leg, grounding down the heel of the right foot just above the left knee. Letting the arms just fall out to the side. Keeping the left foot where it is, and we're just going to let that left thigh fall out to the left side. Putting the left hand on top of the left knee. Gazing over the right shoulder. Breathing deeply into the hips. Slowly releasing the left hand from the knee, bringing the legs back through center and releasing that right leg down to the mat. And then raising the left leg, grounding down the left ankle above the right knee. Again, arms fall out to the side. Keeping the right foot where it is and letting the right thigh fall out to the right side. Gazing over the left shoulder. Placing that right hand on top of the right knee if you'd like to. Releasing the right hand from the right knee, bringing the legs back through center. And we're going to bend both knees into the chest, strapping our arms around our legs, bringing the forehead into the knees, rounding our spine, giving ourselves a nice hug. And we'll slowly release. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to face the soles of the feet up towards the sky, bringing our knees just under our armpits, coming into happy baby pose. Try and lengthen the spine all the way down into the mat, lengthening the tailbone down, rocking side to side if it feels good. Keeping that left leg in happy baby, we're going to extend that right leg all the way down, keeping the right toes pointing up to the sky. Grounding down the right hand on top of the right hip, just so that right hip doesn't lift too much off the mat. Slowly bringing that right leg back into happy baby, keeping the right leg where it is. And then we'll lower that left leg down onto the mat again, left toes pointing up to the sky, left hand just rests on top of the left hip. And one last time, coming into happy baby. And we'll release the hands from the legs. We're going to make our way into our final relaxation pose. Facing the palms up to the sky. Feet fall out to the side. And slightly tucking in the chin to the chest, just to keep your spine nice and long. And while you're lying in relaxation pose for a few more moments, I'd just like to read a quote out for you guys. Road trips aren't measured by mile makers, but by moments with good friends. And thank you for joining us on today's class. I hope you enjoyed it and have a beautiful day.